the consequence of desire. The tale of Romulus and Remus, founders of the magnificent city of Rome, is one of great ambition and desire and consequences. Born of noble lineage, Romulus and Remus were fated to leave their mark upon the world. Their desire to found a city wasn't just about laying stones and constructing walls, it was about the glory and power that would come with being the city's founder. Each brother, seeing the other's fervent wish to lead, felt his own desire burn even brighter. They both wanted to be the one remembered as the creator of the new city, a city that would shine through the ages. But their visions differed. Romulus was drawn to the Palatine Hill, envisioning its slopes as the perfect foundation for their city. Remus, on the other hand, saw promise in the Aventine Hill. What began as a simple difference of opinion quickly spiraled into a fierce rivalry. The desire to establish the city and the competition between them became all-consuming. As their ambitions clashed, the conflict grew. It was no longer about the city's location, but about who would emerge as the dominant brother, the one whose name would be immortalized. This rivalry reached its tragic peak when Romulus, driven by an overwhelming need to eliminate his competitor, struck down Remus in a fit of rage. With his brother dead, Romulus consolidated his power and laid the foundations of Rome, his vision unchallenged. But it came with great sacrifice. What is mimetic desire? This philosophy, theorized by René Girard, is called mimetic desire. It's the idea that human desires are not entirely autonomous, but rather shaped by the desires of others. This leads to a cycle of imitation and competition, and if left unchecked, destruction. Mimetic desires lead people into rivalry and conflict, which escalates into tension, jealousy, and violence. In an effort to resolve this conflict, society will often engage in scapegoating, wherein they pick one person or group to blame and cast them out to restore social harmony. In the case of Romulus and Remus, Remus became the scapegoat. In J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, several characters mirror the desire to possess the One Ring to rule them all, and Gollum becomes the scapegoat in that story. He is blamed and isolated, and ultimately sacrifices himself, albeit unintentionally, to bring about the destruction of the ring and the restoration of peace in the story. Mimetic desires in Silicon Valley. Mimetic desires are so common that they have bled into nearly every facet of life. Silicon Valley is the clearest example of this. Silicon Valley is a crucible of innovation where the desire to create something new and revolutionary drives countless entrepreneurs. This drive is often sparked by seeing others' successes and wanting to achieve similar acclaim. This cycle of aspiration and emulation has birthed groundbreaking technologies and business models that reshape entire industries. The spirit of collaboration and knowledge sharing, epitomized by open-source projects and communal idea exchange, accelerates this process, allowing everyone to build on each other's advancements and spawning a fertile ground for fresh ideas. But this culture also has its darker sides. The herd mentality can lead to irrational exuberance, where companies and investors chase the latest trends without solid grounding, often resulting in speculative bubbles. The fear of missing out propels this behavior, leading to poor decision-making driven by imitation rather than sound strategy. Intense competition for talent, funding, and market share can lead to rivalries, scapegoating, and even unethical practices. In striving to emulate success, there's a danger of losing authenticity. Luke Burgess, a founder of 3 startups and author of the book Wanting: The Power of Mimetic Desire in Everyday Life, talks about how people make career choices based on the desires and ambitions of others. For instance, how we pursue high-status jobs or career paths because we see others doing so. We see both flashy, extravagant lifestyles and the cottagecore, quiet farm lifestyle. Both look ideal. We desire both the tranquility of the second life and the freedom of the first one. We compare our lives to those around us, measure our worth by their standards, and constantly feel like we fall short. This mimetic pursuit of success traps us in a cycle of frequent job changes and persistent dissatisfaction as the realization dawns that the desires we're chasing aren't truly our own. The weight of living someone else's dream becomes unbearable, leaving us emotionally drained and questioning our true purpose. But it doesn't stop with status, money, fame, or reputation. The littlest things can excite a mad craze. Excess consumerism. After all, excess consumerism relies on mimetic desire. Each new Apple iPhone release comes with lines of people camping outside the Apple Store all night to get their hands on the latest device. This is amplified by celebrities and peers flaunting new models, and the yearly cycle of new releases ensures your interest is constantly renewed. Luxury fashion brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Chanel also capitalize on this mimetic desire. Overly branded clothing and accessories fire up desires in the hearts of onlookers, even if they don't necessarily require that item. When we cannot afford high-fashion brands, we resort to accessing knockoff products produced unethically just to feel like we are part of a narrative. Products like Peloton bikes and Lululemon apparel gain desirability not for their functional benefits, but because they symbolize a healthy, aspirational lifestyle showcased by fitness influencers. Advertising, social media, and influencer endorsements are powerful conduits showcasing desirable lifestyles and products that we inevitably aspire to emulate. Influencers today act as modern-day arbiters of taste, with their endorsements creating ripples of aspiration among followers. Their perceived authenticity and trustworthiness make their recommendations even more persuasive. Escape and freedom. By design, mimetic desire traps you in a prison of others' making. It is impossible to disconnect from the world around you, and the world around you will not stop pursuing its desires and flaunting its conquests online. What do you do when your very environment is designed to make you desire? René Girard's suggestion to get out of this trap, ironically, requires mimicry as well, but of a different kind. According to him, Christian principles of self-renunciation and the imitation of Christ can help individuals rise above the harmful aspects of mimetic rivalry. He argues that imitating Christ offers an escape from the vicious cycle of mimetic desire and violence. By emulating his example of non-violence, forgiveness, and self-sacrifice, people can break away from the patterns of rivalry and scapegoating that often plague human interactions. Simply put, if you are stuck in an endless loop, placing your faith elsewhere and modeling yourself after a higher power, a power that is above material consumption and obsessions, can pull you from this loop. But maybe spirituality is not for everyone, in which case the only way to find your freedom is to take stock. Pause and reflect deeply on your life. What do you really need versus what do you desire? Necessities support your basic well-being, shelter, meaningful relationships, and a sense of purpose. Luxuries, while pleasant, do not contribute to your core well-being. By taking stock and appreciating what you truly require, you free yourself from the constant pressure to conform. It doesn't matter if someone owns the latest iPhone, yours works just fine. It doesn't matter if your friend recently got a promotion. Your current career is supporting your needs and leaving you with enough time for friends, family, and yourself. And if it isn't, find something new, not because you need to match up to your peers, but purely to improve your lifestyle on your terms. In this mindful state, you discover that true freedom lies in realizing that you already have so much. This clarity comes from embracing simplicity, prioritizing experiences over material possessions, personal relationships over accolades, and inner peace over external validation. This transformation will go as quickly or as slowly as you desire. Because while mimetic desire may be a prison created by large corporations and lifestyle influencers, the cage remains unlocked. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to Memopoli and leave your comments below. See you next week.